Hey everybody, welcome to our second Sketches with Allison layout for September. So for September, we are working, for today's video, we're working on sketch number 7. So if you have the Scrapbook Generation, Scrapbooking with Hexagons book from Allison Davis, we are going to the one-page sketches. We're going to be doing sketch number 7 today. I'm going to be working with the simple vintage Life in Bloom layout or products. I am loving these so much. I'm keeping it out of my desk, and you're actually going to see a couple videos using the goodies that I purchased from this collection. And I have a 2-inch stitched hexagon die. So basically, I'm going to go off camera because this is just going to be me doing the same thing over and over again. And I am going to die cut a bunch of hexagons. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to put our layout together. Okay, so for my layout today, I'm going to be working on a black background, and I'm going to use my absolute favorite thing to splatter with, which is Brutus Monroe's Pearl Shimmer Mist. I adore this stuff. I am happy to use a black background for this layout for a couple of different reasons. First of all, I'm going to cover up the entire middle section of the page. And the collection I'm working with, the Life in Bloom collection, does have a good bit and lots of pops of black in it. So I feel like a black background will really lend itself well to this layout. So I am more than happy to have this black background. And plus, I love how this shimmer mist almost instantly lightens up a dark background. So I'm going to set that aside to dry completely. So now that everything is dried completely, I'm going to go ahead and put the hexagons down. Now, the trick to doing the hexagons for this particular layout is to measure things. You know how much I don't like to measure the things, but here we are. So I need to find the exact center of my page, and I'm going to mark the center of the page with a pencil. And then I'm going to go ahead and start by setting up the first row of hexagons. I followed the sketch for sketch number 7 pretty much exactly. I absolutely loved this page design. I thought it was great, and so I was happy and I wanted to go ahead and pretty much follow it exactly. I think I said that already. So I'm going to cut some of these hexagons in half, and then I'm going to go ahead and get them onto the page, and having that middle section marked is really going to help me to be able to get this strip across the middle nice and centered. The sketch calls for a strip of pattern paper to go above and below this hexagon center. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that if I have any breaks or any gaps, there is no perfect way of doing this. Inevitably, you're going to overlap a hexagon accidentally, or you're going to put one on just crooked enough that by the time you get to the other side of your page, it's hugely crooked. So my best advice, if you're going to try this, is to go ahead and just make sure that the middle part looks even and together without gaps. And if you can kind of scooch things so that if you acquire any gaps, they are at the bottom or the top of the page, that's good, because if you have something like that, then you can fix those gaps when you add the strips of pattern paper. Before I started putting these together, I did ink up all of my hexagons with Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide ink. So that just gives these hexagons some definition from each other, and I put just a really light edging on them. And I really like the way that it looks. I like how it looks with the black cardstock, and I think it looks really fun. I also think that this page design would look beautiful with some fall colors and some vintage photo distress oxide ink and maybe some gold splatter. So that might be something I will have to do because I think this turned out really nice and I do really like it. Once all the hexagons are down, I'm going to go ahead and trim off the edge, and then I'm going to go through my papers and choose which pattern I want to use for the strips that are going to go along the edge of the hexagons. I'm going to go with this diagonal stripe. It's one of my absolute favorite patterns in this whole collection, and I might need a couple more. I might need to buy a couple sheets of it, just one-off sheets, because I only have one and I love it. I'm going to ink it up and place it across the top and bottom of my page. I also have a special friend joining me today. So Michelle, who has a YouTube channel, Michelle McCants, she is playing along with all of these sketches with me. And her layout for today is gorgeous. It's pastel-y and fun and beautiful. You must go over and check it out. I will link her video or her channel in the description box for you. But yeah, I am super happy with how this layout turned out. And I absolutely love that Michelle is joining me. She's such a sweetheart. When I did my unboxing for this video, for this collection, I did mention that I wanted to use it to scrapbook carousel photos. One of those pages using the carousel photos is over at a Cherry on Top's YouTube channel now, and it will be on my new YouTube channel next Wednesday. So today's layout is technically the second carousel page that I'm going to do with this collection, and I was so happy with this collection to use with carousel photos. They were perfect. It was the perfect colors, the perfect kind of carousel feel without being too themey, and I super love both the page I did today and the page that I did for Cherry on Top's YouTube channel that went up yesterday. I am so excited, and I also love this collection, so I'm kind of like looking around at all my other pictures going, what else can I scrapbook with it? Because it is so pretty. I chose this polka dot paper to back all my photos with. I felt like the photos were kind of popping really nice on the black cardstock, but on the patterned hexagon print paper that hexagon pattern, I felt like they were getting lost. So by backing it in the darker color, I was able to make sure that the photos still stood out, and I'm actually going to make them stand out just a little bit more. Instead of a fourth photo, so the sketch calls for 4 photos. Instead of 4 photos, I am using 2 of the 3x4 cards from one of the cut apart sheets. I chose one that was all tickets, and I chose one that said enjoy the moment and had some florals, and I thought that they worked really well together. So I'm going to go ahead and layer them up, and that's going to act as kind of like my 4th photo. I'm so sorry I'm a little out of shot here. I come back, I promise. So what I have here are 2 different foam tapes. One is Big Mama foam tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps, and one is Big Mama 2 foam tape from Spiegel Mom Scraps. So if you've ever wondered what the difference is between these 2 foam tapes, Big Mama foam tape number 1, the original, is a little bit wider. It also is a little bit thinner. The Big Mama 2 foam tape is a little bit skinnier, but it has more height to it. I'm going to use both. So I've decided which one of my photos I want to be on top and which one I want to be on bottom. The one that I want to be on top, I am going to back with Big Mama foam tape 2. The one I want on bottom, I am putting Big Mama foam tape, the original, in the back of. And that way, both of these photos are getting dimension, and they are popped up away from our background so you can see them, and they have the depth, and they're popped up a little bit. They're creating shadows. It makes it a little bit easier to see the photos against that background, and because I did it like 1, 2, they'll stack right on top of each other. So that's just a little trick if you have the foam tape and you were kind of wondering about them, or if you have been considering purchasing some and you were curious what the difference is, that's the difference. Next, I want to work on my title. So this is one of the titles from the foam sticker sheet. It says Love Life. I'm going to use that as my title, and I'm actually moving, if you have the sketch bundle, I'm actually moving the title from where it appears on the sketch. But I don't want that to just be my title. So I'm going to go into the sticker book here, and the sticker book has these cute little, well, those little like typewriter key alphabets that match the font that's in the title from the foam sticker sheet. And oops, I forgot I did this first. So first I'm taking some of these larger stickers from the cardstock sticker sheet, and I'm going to cut them in half. I'm going to use more of them in just a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and tuck them in and around underneath my photo. Now we're back to the title. So I'm taking that alphabet and I'm spelling out and carousels. So our full title is going to be Love Life and Carousels. And it just fit perfectly along that pattern strip section. Now I'm going to go back to more of the cardstock stickers. So the cardstock stickers from the sticker book are going to be a large part of this particular layout. I'm going to cut up and use some of these larger floral clusters. I'm also going to use some of the floral clusters from the 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So I don't remember, let me look. I don't think I did. I didn't use any of the floral ephemera. I just used the cardstock sticker sheet and the sticker book for all the different pieces on this layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a floral cluster that's going to kind of hug or go around my bottom two photos. And then I'm going to also go ahead and create a sticker cluster to the left and to the right up at the top where the 3x4 cards and the carousel horses photo is. I'm going to layer my stickers. And anytime I do this where I like cut them in half, I always find another spot to tuck in the cut off piece so none of the flowers are wasted. The sticker book for this particular collection does have a lot of lovely large floral stickers, and I think that that's fabulous. I love it. The only my only maybe kind of small teeny tiny sort of complaint is that the stickers are very thin, and so when I went and grabbed this larger sticker to use up in the top, you'll see me here in a second, as I'm putting it down, it is going to like stick to my fingers, and it's gonna want to tear. And in the end, it looks beautiful. I used the whole thing, it was fine, but as I'm putting it down, it's like super easily like tearing into pieces. Fortunately, I was really just tucking it underneath this little piece, so when it would tear, I would just kind of move down and tuck in the tear part, so it just kind of stuck out a little bit. But man, just be careful because they tear. They're very thin, they tear very easily, but they're beautiful and they're not clear. So you know what? I will take it. Since I have my photos on dimensional adhesive at the bottom, I want to pop something up as part of one of the clusters at the top. I am trying to kind of balance the bottom and the top pieces. So if I, for example, add the dimension at the bottom, I'm going to add dimension at the top, etc., etc., just to make sure that it doesn't, the layout overall does not end up looking too top heavy or too bottom heavy. Let's talk sequin mixes to match this collection. So from my sequin stash, the best match I have found is the Autumn Wonders sequin mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps. This is a collection that I actually designed last year, and I created it to coordinate with the 49th and Market Plum Grove collection that came out last year, but it is an amazingly fabulous match to this line too. So if you have them in your stash, you might want to pull them out to work with them with this collection if you got this collection. You also can still get them. So they're still available in the shop. They're still in stock. I will link them in the description box below along with the foam tape, and you can always use my discount code Sarah Scraps, all uppercase, all one word, and that'll get you 10% off your order. The sequins are actually only $3.75 a pack, and you get loads and loads of them. So they're a good deal, and they match this collection. They also match the Plum Grove collection from 49th and Market if you happen to have that in your stash as well. So that's the sequins I'm using. I'm just kind of scattering them about as I do in little clusters of 3 because that's how I sequin. And that's going to finish off this layout. Be sure to head down to the description box if you're interested in any of the products I used today. And if you want to check out Michelle's video, be sure to do that. I will have her channel linked below as well. Here are all the close-ups. I am so glad that I waited till I had this collection to do my carousel photos because they are so beautiful and I absolutely love them. I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you back here again very soon. Bye.